My most complimented fragrances, complimented by women of all time. Now this is coming from a person who fell into, the fragrance niche and rabbit hole on YouTube like 5-6 years ago, almost 6 years ago now, and had to weed through, either the people that were just trying to sell me crap, to put money in their pockets, and the people that were actually genuine and honest and actually giving their information and their personal experience and stuff. So this is gonna go from most affordable to most luxurious. I think that's a nicer way to put it. No, I'm just kidding. Least expensive to most expensive. Let's get straight to it. Now to start us off, we have Club de Nuit Intense Man from Armaf. Now this is a shameless dupe and clone of Creed Aventus, but I must say it is the much more affordable and marginally better dupe of Creed Aventus. Now this goes for the longevity, the projection, and the overall compliments, but also compliments from women specifically. Now this, I think it goes for I think it's on Amazon for like $40, which is insane for how on the nose it is with Creed Aventus. And like I said, marginally better. That longevity, it lasts longer. The projection, you have a bigger scent bubble. The sillage behind you is just so much better. And I used to work for Creed, and I'm gonna say all this stuff in complete honesty, right? Because a lot of people will say that the older batches of Creed's Aventus was a lot better. I wasn't into fragrance around 2016, 2017. It was more towards like 2018, 2019. So I'm not too sure. But I will say, from wearing Creed Aventus for off and on for just over a year, it garnered me only like a moderate amount of compliments, only from men though. To my knowledge, I've never gotten a single compliment with Creed Aventus from a woman, which I think is insane because this is what all the men online used to swear by, still swear by for the majority. But what women really like is what puts women off from Creed Aventus is the smokiness on the bottom. And I learned that because I always knew it deep down. It always set me off a little bit as well. But when I heard Melissa Nacional talking about it, I was like, yes, that's it. It's the smokiness on the bottom, which I think Club de Nuit Intense Man doesn't really have that same smokiness, and it leans a bit heavier into the citruses on top, but it's still got that pineapple in the middle. It has those citruses on top, like the bergamot, lemon, apple. It's amazing. So, and then it does have that musk and patchouli on the bottom a little bit, but just not into the smokiness, which I think is amazing. It's almost more into like a Creed Aventus Cologne version, which I find a lot more women liking from Creed. Next up, we've got Hugo Boss Bottled Intense. Now this one is sadly discontinued to my knowledge. I have no idea why, because it is my personal favorite from the entire Boss collection. But this one, oh man, it is the most friendly, warm, spicy. I just want to hug a person that's wearing this, man. It's just that warm, spicy, cinnamon apple pie, warm cinnamon apple pie. Like I said, that warm spiciness, and it's just so nice, man. I have no idea why it's discontinued, but this one, I think I got this just a couple years ago from somebody that I trusted online for around $80 or $90. I think it used to go for around that price as well, but if you can find somebody reputable online. I will say this one is a bit more youthful from this group. It's definitely like if you were in high school and you're going on a date or something, this would be perfect. That's sort of how I envision it. It smells a little bit more youthful. I mean, I think it's fine and appropriate just to wear it at my age or older, but yeah, it's just a bit more cute, I guess. But yeah, Hugo Boss Bottled Intense. Next, we've got Jazz Club from Maison Margiela. Now, this one is actually by the Fireplace. This one's Jazz Club. I got By the Fireplace originally. I couldn't decide between the two when I was smelling them in person. And then my sister ended up actually gifting me this, so thank you to her. But yes, this is a mistake. This is the mistake, actually. By the Fireplace is nice. Fragrance is subjective and everything. And I like both of these. But Jazz Club is just gonna beat By the Fireplace every single time, especially because I didn't really grow up camping or being near bonfires too much or anything like that. So when I smelled By the Fireplace, I wasn't getting that campfire bonfire thing that so many people have told me retroactively after the fact of me getting this and wearing this, or my friends smelling it. They're like, bro, it smells like a campfire. You smell like a bonfire. You smell like roasted marshmallows in a bad way, And I never really got that until just a few years ago. I was at a bonfire with a few friends, and the next morning I woke up and because I just went to bed straight after, and I woke up and my hair smelled like the bonfire. And I was like, I don't remember wearing By the Fireplace. And I was like, there's no way it smells that on the nose with a campfire, bro. But yeah, it smells very campfire-ish. Jazz Club is very nice, very appealing to the feminine nose. I've not really ever gotten a compliment with By the Fireplace, but Jazz Club wins 11 times out of 10 if it's going toe-to-toe with By the Fireplace. You know, in contrast to By the Fireplace, it does have some woodsy notes on the bottom, or just like barely coming in, some woodsy musks. But mostly it's got that tobacco, rum, booziness on top that's just really, really nice. Next up, we've got Tuxedo from Yves Saint Laurent. Now this one is fantastic, seriously. This fragrance, it's this very patchouli-based fragrance with some spices as well, but it's not too dank or anything. Man, it's just very dressed up, and you can wear it dressed up. I mean, it's called Tuxedo, and I think it's called that for a reason, right? You can wear it with a tuxedo, you can wear it with a suit, but I think, honestly, any occasion, as long as it's not too hot or anything, because it is a warmer fragrance, right? As long as it's not too hot, then it won't be too cloying or anything. Definitely don't want to overspray this one, but it smells amazing. Patchouli and spices, it's literally what it says on the front too, and I think that describes it perfectly. This one is amazing from Yves Saint Laurent. Next up, we've got Naxos from Sexiest. Now this one, I actually blind bought this one online after hearing so many people that I trusted talk so grandly about it, and it was definitely worth it, man. Now I would definitely go out, because there was nowhere near me at the time that I lived, where I lived, that had Sexiest on shelves. If you can find a place that has Sexiest on their shelves, yeah, just call around places, see if they have it. It's amazing, man. Naxos from Sexiest. I mean, Sexiest in general has some really great stuff, but this one, it's just got this tobacco, rum, booziness that's just so luxurious, and it's just so sensual, close, intimate date night sort of thing, you know? It's just very perfect for that sort of thing. It's almost got like this honey sweetness too. I don't know if there's actually honey in the ingredients, but it's just so different, man, and I absolutely love it. Sexiest Naxos. Now for our second to last, before some honorable mentions as well, we have Side Effect from Initio. Now Initio is an amazing niche brand that I like as well. They don't have too many different fragrances to offer, and they have some of my favorites in there, and Side Effect is definitely in the top 3 from there, and probably my number 1. Side Effect is like a very loud, it's just like a very loud but lovable and mass appealing tobacco, rum, cinnamon, and like vanillin fragrance. Oh man, it's like, I would put this, wait, one second. I would almost put this head to head with Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. I think the only difference is that this might be a little louder. I mean, they're just still different in different ways. You know, this one has pear on the top note, and it leans a bit more into like that vanilla sweetness. And this one's just like a bit more boozy, right? So I think you could see this one as like a bit more mature. And then this one is more like youthful, or like 20s sort of thing, more clubbing. I mean, both of them would be like huge clubbing fragrances, but I think this one leans more like speakeasy sort of thing. And then this one leans more like nightclub. I think you can wear them to like both occasions sort of thing, as long as you don't want to overspray these. You really don't. They're both super loud. And I was going to mention this one at the end as an honorable mention. As you can see, there's not much juice in here anymore. I mean, I don't know if you can really see that with the lighting and the bottle's buttocks, but Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male also has garnered me a ton of compliments from women specifically. Something I want to say before I move on to the last one: all of these fragrances, for a lot of them that don't really have that warm spiciness, a lot of these you'll notice are a bit more like lean unisex, right? Like Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male, Initio Side Effect, Sexiest Naxos. Some of these are like more unisex. And I think that's something we should really take a step back and objectively observe, is that the unisex fragrances are usually what women mostly desire, or like are more attracted to, rather than these like overwhelming masculine fragrances that are like a ton of wood, a ton of musk, you know, like all these crazy different heavy base notes of woods and musks. Usually it's those rums, tobaccos, cinnamons, and vanilla. The vanilla is something else that's, you know, you wouldn't really, like a man is like, oh, I don't want to wear vanilla, that's feminine sort of thing. It's like, those are what usually captivate women a lot more than those woodsy notes and musks and stuff. So I just wanted to point that out there. It's a really good thing to sort of take a step back and see that. And that's just what I've learned from doing this so far. Last, but certainly not least, we have Silver Mountain Water from Creed. Like I said, we're going from least expensive to most expensive. This would run you, I think, retail price. I was selling this at $470 when I was working for Creed. So this should be going for $470 before tax, of course. Silver Mountain Water. I tried finding a clone or dupe of this because it's so good. It really is. But it seems like when it comes to Silver Mountain Water, it's you get what you pay for sort of thing, you know? And I think other than the longevity and projection, because this shit does not last, bro, I won't lie. It just smells amazing, right? Every time a woman has smelled this in my collection or smelled it on me freshly sprayed sort of thing, it's just, the wow factor is just, it's just beyond anything I can even explain. Like when I was selling Creed, when I was working for Creed, if there was a woman, or usually it would be a man and his woman coming up, right? Or a woman shopping for her man. And, but if it was a man coming up and he wanted to buy something, he'd be like, yeah, I've heard about Aventus a lot. Like I wanna smell Aventus. And then he'd be coming in to smell it and be like, probably wanting to buy it, right? Or just getting ideas, right? I would show him Aventus. If his girlfriend or wife or anybody was there and they smelled it, they wouldn't usually be too like, oh wow, like they wouldn't have the same reaction the man would have, right? But as soon, if the wife or girlfriend was there and I showed them like Aventus cologne or Silver Mountain Water instead, their girlfriend or wife would be crazy over the Silver Mountain Water, usually the Silver Mountain Water or the Aventus cologne version, right? I don't have the cologne version. But the Silver Mountain Water would win 90% of the time. Or if it was a woman coming in shopping for her man or her boyfriend or anything, to be like, yeah, like I heard a lot about Creed Aventus and I would like to smell that, because, you know, they just research, and of course this is gonna pop up when you look up Creed, and they'd smell it and they'd be like, yeah, it's good, or like they'd be like, yeah, I don't know, it's just, you know, from all the hype and stuff, they were expecting something a lot different, or like that smokiness, like I said on the bottom, just really puts them away from it. But Silver Mountain Water, it won almost every single time, man. Every single time. I don't know what it is, but Creed just hit it on the nose when it comes to the feminine nose and feminine appeal with this one. It's got this very ozonic smell to it with some green tea in the middle notes, I believe. So it doesn't have, it does have some citrus in there, right? But it's mostly that bergamot. It's no heavy hitting citruses. It's mostly that bergamot on top, I believe. But then that green tea really comes in and makes it like a bit oriental and like very green and like mountaintop-esque. Like it really smells like it's called Silver Mountain Water. And I don't know if it's just placebo with the bottle looking like this and being called Silver Mountain Water, but it just smells so clean, fresh, just pure oxygen, fresh air sort of thing, with that green tea note especially, making it super different, right? It's gonna stand out. I just wish it lasted longer. I just wish it projected larger, right? The sillage with this is not fantastic. I do find it to perform a lot better in the warmer weather, and especially if I spray it on my clothes, because I do think it's a transparent fragrance. I don't know, but it's truly is amazing. And I've tried finding clones and dupes, like I said. Sadly, I can't find anything reputable. Everything that I watch online or on YouTube from people comparing different Silver Mountain Water colognes or clones and dupes. I know Armoff has one called Sillage, I believe, and it's like that. It's the same style bottle, but just like white and blue, like or silver, or like it's like cracked texture and stuff like that. And I've heard that one's a little over the top and not on the nose with it. So I'm still trying to experiment and find something that seems reputable to be on par with the real Silver Mountain Water. But as of now, Silver Mountain Water is seriously probably Creed's magnum opus, in my opinion, when it comes to getting compliments from women. Seriously, it's amazing. Honorable mentions. Mostly, these are honorable mentions because I don't have them. Carlisle from Parfums de Marly. This is Herod. Herod is also very, very nice, especially to the feminine nose. But Carlisle seems to just win a lot more in comparison. You know, Herod is really nice. It just leans a bit more heavy into like the cinnamon and the tobacco, I believe. But it just does not last on me, man. I think I've heard other people say and talk about this not lasting, like the longevity being very bad for them as well. For me, even if I like try to layer it or like double spray or just spray a lot more and overspray, it just does not work, man. However, Carlisle from Parfums de Marly seems to project and have a way better longevity as well. And that's just gonna lean more into the vanillas, to my knowledge, more into the vanillas. And it's a lot more sophisticated. You know, they're both like warm, spicy. Carlisle has a bit more like fresh spicy, which I think makes it a bit more sophisticated. It's a little bit more woodsy as well. But Carlisle, I definitely wish I would have picked up Carlisle to begin with instead of Herod, just purely over the longevity, but also because of the compliments from women, because I'll get compliments on this if I go out within like 30 minutes of spraying it, bro. It's really bad on the longevity. It might just be me though, seriously. And then for my last honorable mention, Yves Saint Laurent La Nuit de l'Homme. That one is also fantastic. I've never owned it for myself. I've only sprayed it from friends, from samples, worn it at the store when I was working for Creed, which was awkward when people would come to me wanting to buy Creed and I'm wearing La Nuit de l'Homme and they're asking me what I'm wearing. But La Nuit de l'Homme is an amazing fragrance, which has an amazing feminine appeal to it as well, for a man wearing it at least. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know the notes off the top of my head, but it is, you know, better for, I would say, cold weather, or like more like personable occasions, date night sort of thing. I think it works well in a youthful setting as well, just like Hugo Boss Bottled Intense would. But I think also as an adult, or any age range, honestly, for La Nuit de l'Homme is an amazing one to pick up. And I would definitely go and smell that at your local store. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up my most complimented fragrances from women. Let me know if you guys would like to see more videos like this or have any other ideas for more fragrance videos. But until then, if you like this sort of thing, make sure to subscribe, ring that bell notification icon or whatever, like the video, and stay tuned, guys. God bless.